The Yankees just won a series in Toronto. Lost game 1, won game 2, and won game 3. And honestly, the series felt like another step in the evolution we've been watching since Aaron Judge went down. Because at first the conversation was simple. How do the Yankees survive without Judge? Now the conversation is changing because this team isn't just surviving anymore. They're getting contributions from everywhere. A clutch home run from Goldschmidt, a huge start from Schlittler, a game-winning homer from Rice, a 3-run blast from Caballero. Domínguez comes back and immediately contributes, and perhaps most importantly, the Yankees are starting to expect someone different to be the hero every night, and that is a really dangerous development. So if we go game by game, game 1, we lose 8-5. Ryan Weathers started. He ends up going 4.1 innings, giving up 6 earned runs on 5 hits and 1 walk while getting 2 strikeouts. Yankees went down 5-0 in the second inning. Luckily, they did show some fight though. Bellinger ends up hitting a 2-run homer in the 6th inning, bringing the score to 5-3. Yankees end up giving up 2 more runs, and then the following inning, Grisham has a 2 RBI single to make it 7-5. Caballero also had a 2-hit game. Yankees ultimately were not able to overcome the early deficit. So in game 2, they come out with Cam Schlittler. And we have another classic Schlittler performance. He goes 7 innings, giving up 1 earned run on 6 hits and 4 walks while striking out 7. Toronto took the early lead in the 3rd from a Okamoto home run, giving them the 1-0 lead. Domínguez, who was just called up the night before, he was told he was coming up to the big league team, gets on a flight that morning, comes up, replacing Trent Grisham, who's on the IL now, and he immediately hits that home run in the 4th inning to tie the game at 1. And then Goldschmidt comes in to break a 1-1 tie in the 9th inning and hits a 2-run home run. Cruz and Bednar both had scoreless innings in the 8th and 9th, earning the win for Cruz and the save for Bednar. So the Yankees win game 2. And then in game 3, the Yankees have Will Warren pitching, and he only goes 4 innings, giving up 2 runs on 8 hits and 3 walks while striking out 1. And the Yankees took an early 2-0 lead off a Volpe hit and an Ali Sanchez double. And then they give up 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th. It's tied 2-2 again. And the Yankees take a 3-2 lead in the top of the 6th on another Volpe RBI single. And then Bird gives up a solo home run in the bottom of the 6th to make it 3-3. So in a 3-3 game in the 9th inning, Ben Rice comes up with 1 on and hits a 2-run homer to break the tie. And it's followed up by the Caballero 3-run homer to really nail down the win. The Yankees end up winning 8-3. So the Yankees lose the opener, but then they take the next 2. And they do it with elite pitching, late inning offense, bullpen execution, and contributions up and down the roster. And that is becoming a theme. So what held in this series? Well, first and foremost, Cam Schlittler continues to answer every question. At this point, what else can you say? 7 innings, 1 run, 7 strikeouts. Big game, big environment, big result. Every time he's challenged, he responds. And after that rough outing against Cleveland a few starts ago, he has looked outstanding. The second thing that's held, the bullpen keeps closing games. And this deserves recognition because it was an issue earlier in the season. But in Game 2, you have the scoreless inning from Cruz, scoreless inning from Bednar, shutting down Toronto, your division rival, in a close game in the 8th and 9th inning. In Game 3, Bednar throws another scoreless 9th inning. We were up 8-3 at that point, but he was warming up because it was 3-3 going into the 9th. But he gets the 3 outs, and while this bullpen was a major concern just a few weeks ago, it's starting to look like these few guys are finally putting it together and turning it into a strength. The third thing that held, the Yankees keep getting new contributors. And this is the biggest story, because in Game 2, you've got Domínguez returning, immediately hitting a home run that ties the game. In Game 3, you've got Sanchez gets his first hit of the season and drives in a run. Then you've got Ben Rice hitting a go-ahead 9th inning home run in the third game. And then Caballero piles on with a 3-run homer. It's not just one player that they're relying on. I mean, Goldschmidt has been consistently good the last couple weeks. But this is not just one player. This is everybody. And that is huge. So what did not hold in this series? Well, Ryan Weathers. The Yankees need more from him. He goes 4.1, gives up 6 earned runs. And the game was effectively lost in those first 2 innings, going down 5-0. The Yankees fought back, but that hole was just too much to dig out of. And he's getting bit by the home run bug. He gives up a few home runs. I mean, it seems like every start. So that's something he's got to get figured out, and sooner than later. The second thing that didn't hold, well, right now the rotation behind Schlittler and Rodon has some questions. We know Garrett Cole is coming back from injury. He's had some good starts, some shaky ones. But in this series, we just talked about Weathers. He struggled a little bit. Will Warren battled, but he gave up 8 hits and 3 walks and only had 1 strikeout. He survived, but he definitely was not dominant. So the rotation was a huge strength before. Now we're looking at some guys having more so-so outings than great ones. And then the third thing that didn't hold, the margin still remains thin early in games. The Yankees are winning, but they're still forcing themselves to come from behind or perform in tie games late way too often. And while they have been coming through in the last few games, it's not really a sustainable recipe for success. So, did the Yankees respond in this series? Absolutely. It's another textbook response series for them. Down 5-0 after 2 innings in Game 1. Lose the opener on the road against a division rival. And then what happens? In Game 2, Schlittler dominates. You get the clutch hits in the 9th inning. In Game 3, you win another close game, which was another tie game in the 9th inning. Before Ben Rice hits the home run, you blow it open late. This team keeps answering adversity. And it's just great to see that they're doing it from multiple positions. You're not relying on one guy. You're not relying on 2 guys. Anybody in this lineup can produce any given day. So what was the turning point of the series? Well, it's got to be the Goldschmidt ninth inning home run in Game 2. Game's tied 1-1. One swing changes everything. Because if the Yankees lose that game, the series feels completely different. First of all, they lose the series if they lose that game. And then Toronto's got all the momentum going into Game 3. But instead, Goldschmidt delivers, the bullpen nails down the save, and suddenly the Yankees have all the momentum, all the confidence. They go into another tight game late in Game 3 and are able to come through. And that confidence probably has something to do with it. And that was built off of that home run from Goldschmidt in the ninth inning in the second game. So if we take a look at player performances, well, the positive, first and foremost, Paul Goldschmidt, again, he is becoming a big story here. Game 1, he has the sac fly right before Bellinger hits the 2-run homer, starting a comeback attempt. Obviously, it fell short, but, you know, he gave life to the offense when we were down 5-0. In Game 2, he's got the game-winning 2-run homer in the ninth inning. And then even in Game 3, he had a 3-hit game. So throughout this stretch without Judge, Goldschmidt has become exactly what the Yankees need. He's a stabilizer. He's not just producing. He's producing in big moments. When the game is tight, he's showing up. And that's a huge reason the Yankees have been winning these series. The concern that we have right now, Ryan Weathers and the back end of the rotation. The Yankees are getting excellent work from Schlittler. That we know. That's been consistent. Rodon has been getting better and better since he's come back. Cole is still working back. Like I said, he's had a couple of good ones, a couple of so-so outings. But the back end remains a question. Weathers put the Yankees in a 5-0 hole after 2 innings in the first game. The offense fought back, but not enough. Asking your lineup to erase huge deficits consistently is not a formula to win. The Yankees end up winning the series, but the rotation depth remains something to watch. Now, obviously, we're hoping to get Max Fried back soon. You also have Clark Schmidt, who will be coming back hopefully later in the summer. So that can change things. We could see some of these guys ending up in the bullpen possibly. But as of right now, in this moment, the back end of that starting rotation is iffy at best. And who is trending at this moment? Well, it's got to be Jasson Domínguez. And what a return that was for him. First game back after being recalled, immediate impact. Solo home run to tie Game 2. Energy, athleticism, confidence. The Yankees have spent much of this season searching for the offensive upside, and especially while Judge is out, Domínguez immediately reminded everyone why the organization has believed in him for so long. The question now isn't whether he can help, it's how much he can help. So if we go to our structural check, what is aligned with this team right now? Well, first and foremost, the team depth. When you're getting contributions up and down the lineup, that means that you have strong depth to the team. And it's while some of your top players are out. You don't have Judge. You don't have Stanton. Those are the guys who carried the team early. Now you're getting these contributions from Bellinger, Goldschmidt, Jazz. Every once in a while, Volpe has a good game. We're getting that bullpen stability is aligned. It wasn't there earlier in the season. It wasn't there even a few weeks ago. Right now, this bullpen looks pretty good. We're getting that veteran leadership. That's aligned. Goldschmidt is just... you can't even describe how good he's been lately. He's performing far and beyond what anybody could have expected from him. And the other thing that's aligned with this team is the resilience. Because even when they're down early, they're fighting back. Now, in Game 1, they didn't quite get all the way back, but they showed fight. Which in the past we've seen, they go down early, the game's basically over. This team, that's not necessarily the case. You never know what they'll do. And another positive is the Yankees are winning games in different ways. So in Game 2, they relied on pitching and then the big swing. You got one from Domínguez and one from Goldschmidt. In Game 3, we relied on depth and late offense. So even though Will Warren wasn't great, you had the bullpen come in and throw some good innings, five quality innings, and the offense performed when they had to at the end of the game. And that is October-style baseball. So, what's still concerning? Well, the back-end rotation consistency is a question. Like I said, Ryan Weathers and Will Warren. Will Warren was okay, but you got to be able to go more than 4 innings. As for the biggest takeaway, the Yankees are getting contributions from everywhere. Goldschmidt, Domínguez, Rice, Caballero, Schlittler, the bullpen. This isn't just one player carrying the team. This is roster depth carrying the team. And that's exactly what contenders need, especially when their superstar is unavailable. So, what have we learned from this series? Well, number one, Cam Schlittler is a pillar to this rotation. He's not a prospect. He's not a surprise. He is a pillar to this Yankees starting rotation. We can count on him almost every time out to throw a gem. He had one bad outing. He's had 2 really good ones since. Second thing we learned, Goldschmidt is thriving in this leadership role. The Yankees needed somebody to stabilize the offense. You don't necessarily know where it's going to come from when Aaron Judge goes down. Goldschmidt has done it. And the third thing that we learned is the Yankees actually have more depth than we thought. And that's the biggest lesson from this stretch. And maybe it's not more than we thought, but the guys who struggled early, the second half of this lineup, were not coming through in the first couple months of the season. They just weren't. Now you're seeing consistent hits throughout the lineup. And guys that weren't coming through before are coming through now. If they can sustain this, then the Yankees have a really deep team. But now we have to see, is this Yankees team the team from the first couple of months or the team from the last couple of weeks? Because if the Yankees can hit top to bottom through the lineup and add Stanton back in and add Judge back in, that's a dangerous lineup. So if we go to our trend line, we're looking at lots of areas that are trending up. Cam Schlittler trending up. Paul Goldschmidt trending up. The bullpen trending up. Team depth trending up. And that leads to team confidence, which is also trending way up. So what should we watch for in this next series against the White Sox? Well, number one, can the bullpen sustain this level? They're becoming a weapon. We knew that Fernando Cruz was good, that Bednar could be good, that Doval has shown flashes of greatness. Can they sustain it and become an actual weapon and a strength to this team? Second thing we should be watching, what does Domínguez bring now that he's back? Early signs are encouraging, but, we're obviously not going to judge just off of 1 or 2 games. So, can he continue to come through, get hits, play decent defense, and help this team out? And the third thing we need to watch, how long can the Yankees keep winning without Judge? Because right now, they're doing more than surviving. This team is growing. So can they keep this going now against the White Sox, who are, again, a first-place team now in the Central? We beat the Guardians when they were the first-place team. Can we beat the White Sox now? For our final verdict, a month ago, the Yankees were trying to survive the loss of Aaron Judge, and now they're building confidence without him. That's a massive difference because every series now features a different hero, a different contribution, a different path to victory. And when a team starts trusting its depth, that's when it becomes a dangerous team. And that's the standard. It's not just surviving adversity, but discovering strengths that you didn't even know that you necessarily had. This is the standard with Brian Leavy.